bed.
While police are meant to safeguard and oversee the affairs of inmates, what happens when they're caught engaging in suspicious activities with them? Here are 5 times law enforcement overstepped boundaries, starting with this female staff who got caught up in a love triangle. Joyce Mitchell, a former prison worker at the Clinton Correctional Facility in New York back in 2015, was involved in an intense prison break. Richard Matt and David Sweat's prison break has been described as brazen and elaborate, the first escape from the highest security section of the Clinton facility in 100 years. The duo used hacksaw blades and other tools to cut through their cell walls and tunnel their way to freedom, but they did not act alone. At the heart of their operation was Joyce Mitchell.
How close were you and how close did you become to the inmates? Is it fair to say you also became a friend?
It is fair to say that.
Was there flirtation as part of that friendship?
There was.
Did you think that perhaps you were crossing some sort of a line?
I was at first, but then I guess I got a little. They never actually told me to stop, but they did say, you know, you're too friendly, you know, you're too nice.
And when they would say that to you, would you stop?
I would a little bit, but at the time that everything happened, I was going through a time where I didn't feel like my husband loved me anymore. And I guess it was just me. I was going through depression. And I guess they saw my weakness. And that's how it all started.
So you were looking for something. You were looking for attention.
Yes, their attention.
She got entangled in some kind of romantic affair with the inmates and ended up smuggling tools and stuff into the prison for them. They even had plans to kill her husband. This is not something they were new to, as Matt was convicted for the brutal murder of his former boss in 1997, while Sweat was convicted for killing a sheriff's deputy in 2002, whom he shot 15 times. But when the big day arrived, Joyce got cold feet and didn't show up with the getaway car like she was supposed to. This triggered a massive manhunt. The manhunt for Matt and Sweat was massive and intense. It involved over 1,300 officers from various law enforcement agencies and spanned a wide area near the Canadian border. Roadblocks were set up and residents were told to stay indoors. The search lasted for 22 days before Matt was shot and killed by authorities, and Sweat was shot and apprehended. Joyce Mitchell got busted, admitted her guilt, and was sentenced to up to 7 years in jail, while she was ordered to pay $80,000 in restitution for damages incurred during the escape. However, she was released early in 2020. If you thought that was the end of the drama at the Clinton Correctional Facility, you'd be dead wrong, as her replacement fell for the exact same thing. Denise Prell, an employee at Clinton Correctional Facility, developed a romantic relationship with an inmate named Paul after initially resisting, but they eventually grew closer as her marriage deteriorated. Prell and Paul's relationship escalated, including physical intimacy, communication via phone and mail, and financial support for Paul's commissary. Prell pleaded guilty and was eventually locked out of Clinton Correctional and fired from her job. Paul sent Prell a letter expressing his love and plans for the future together, but their communication ceased after her arrest. Denise Prell was charged with misdemeanor contraband, sexual abuse, and 23 counts of official misconduct. If you thought that was crazy, wait until you see the next officer. In a shocking turn of events at the Fulton County Jail, Officer Kawana Jenkins found herself entangled in a scandalous affair with an inmate during a routine shakedown on January 28, 2023. During the search, officers uncovered a series of incriminating videos on confiscated phones. One particularly shocking recording depicted Jenkins engaging in intimate acts with 20-year-old Jamal Ward, who is awaiting trial for murder and facing multiple charges. As a result of this revelation, Jenkins faced a litany of charges, including 5 counts of violating her oath as a public officer, 2 counts of improper sexual contact, 1 count of providing contraband to an inmate, and 2 counts each of cruelty to inmates and reckless conduct. While Jenkins committed this hideous act in secret, the same could not be said about the next officer. A Prince George's police officer, Francesco Marlette, was caught kissing a woman before they entered the backseat of a patrol car. The Prince George's County Police Department launched an investigation into the incident, and Marlette was suspended. A bystander noticed the officer acting suspiciously in a park and started recording when he saw the encounter. Marlette and the woman remained in the vehicle for about 40 minutes before leaving. The incident caused concern as there were children present in the park. But this wasn't the first time Marlette faced suspension, because in 2015 he was indicted on child abuse and assault charges for spanking his girlfriend's 3-year-old son, who subsequently lost consciousness. The cases keep getting worse, as we can see in the next case involving a police chief. Perry Township was rocked by scandal when Police Chief Timothy Escala suddenly resigned amid shocking allegations of improper conduct. The bombshell dropped after township officials received a mysterious phone call tipping them off about Escala's behavior, prompting an urgent investigation. What they uncovered was jaw-dropping. In-car footage from a police cruiser revealed Escala, accompanied by part-time officer Janine England, engaging in behavior that could only be described as scandalous. As they embarked on a mission to pick up a male prisoner, the video showed England occasionally leaning in for kisses, while Escala's attention seemed divided between driving and engaging in what appeared to be a steamy rendezvous with England. All this with a dozing prisoner in the back seat. Escala's resignation, though voluntary, left many scratching their heads, especially considering his 36-year-long stellar career in law enforcement. Meanwhile, Janine England remained in the department, casting a shadow of uncertainty over her future. As the dust settled, Perry Township was left stunned by the scandal, struggling with questions about accountability and the integrity of its law enforcement. But one thing was clear. The story of Chief Escala's downfall would be remembered as one of the most sensational chapters in the township's history. The upcoming case highlights the dire need for officers to learn how to exercise better self-control. In a Scottish prison, an unexpected scandal ensued when a female officer, Rachel Wilson, was discovered kissing an inmate, Kevin Hogg, in his cell. The incident, captured by a hidden camera, quickly made its rounds, putting Wilson in the spotlight. Unaware of the camera's presence, Wilson's actions were laid bare for all to see, which led to her resignation in the wake of the upcoming controversy. Rumors and speculation soon spread throughout the prison, with whispers about the nature of Wilson and Hogg's relationship and the circumstances surrounding their illicit encounter. Some suggested that Wilson may have been coerced or pressured into the situation, while others questioned the authenticity of their affection. The search for answers to cases like this continues, leaving the prison community on edge. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.